Have you ever felt like you're speaking a different language than someone you're close to? It's a common experience, often leading to misunderstandings and a sense of disconnect. Today, we're diving deep into the complexities of connection, exploring the hidden pitfalls that can distort our perceptions and lead to challenging relationships. This isn't just about dating, it applies to friendships, family dynamics, and even professional relationships. Let's uncover the often subtle ways we misunderstand each other. The first challenge we often face is simply the difficulty in truly understanding each other. We all come from different backgrounds, with unique experiences that shape our viewpoints. Consider a scenario: a couple is planning a vacation. One partner envisions relaxation and quiet time, while the other craves adventure and exploration. Their differing expectations, rooted in their individual needs, can lead to immediate friction. This isn't about who's right or wrong, it's about a fundamental lack of alignment. Think about how this might play out in a business meeting. Two colleagues might interpret the same project brief completely differently, leading to wasted time and resources. Now, let's add a layer of emotional interpretation. People don't always say what they mean, right? They might avoid confrontation or fear vulnerability. That leads us to the feeling of being misunderstood, which can feel incredibly isolating, almost like being trapped in a glass box. What about a time you felt completely unheard, that no one understood your point of view? Share it in the comments. Another significant challenge is the tendency to idealize the other person. When we first meet someone, especially romantically, we often project our desires and expectations onto them. We create a version of them in our minds that may not perfectly match reality. You see this all the time. Maybe you are obsessed with a social media influencer. The more you see their content, the more your perception of them begins to shift. Now here's where it gets interesting: this idealization can lead to disappointment later on. But wait, there's a catch, because when the real person inevitably reveals flaws or doesn't live up to this idealized image, it can be incredibly jarring. We all create a perfect version of the other person to keep the relationship going. Think about it: you're constantly telling yourself, or others, what the perfect partner should do, but it's not the actual person in front of you. One of my subscribers, Sarah, wrote in recently saying, "I always imagined my partner as a knight in shining armor, and when he didn't solve all my problems, I felt betrayed." This idealization opens the door to the potential for deception or illusion, intentional or otherwise. A person who is looking for a new partner or new friends might exaggerate or conceal aspects of their true selves to appear more attractive or compatible. This isn't always done with malicious intent. Sometimes, it's a subconscious attempt to fit in. For instance, imagine someone creating an elaborate online persona to attract attention, or someone downplaying their ambitions to seem less intimidating. This behavior can feel almost addictive and can also happen between close friends. This deception, however subtle, lays the groundwork for future mistrust and disappointment. Then, there are blurred boundaries. These are when the lines between one person and another start to fade, which is really prevalent in the age of social media. We might overshare personal details, become overly reliant on the other person for emotional support, or fail to respect each other's needs for personal space and time. This creates an unhealthy dynamic. Think about a parent who treats their adult child more like a friend than an independent individual, or a friend who constantly calls you at odd hours of the night. This erosion of boundaries leaves both people feeling drained and resentful. Emotional sensitivity plays a huge role. When we are involved with someone, we can become highly attuned to their moods and emotions. While empathy is important, excessive sensitivity can lead to codependency, where one person's emotional well-being is overly dependent on the other. Imagine a scenario where one partner constantly walks on eggshells around the other, fearing any disagreement might trigger a negative reaction. It's exhausting. Consider how this plays out in a professional setting, where you are the sensitive one. Every word spoken, every email, every deadline can send you into a spiral. This is something I learned the hard way, so I hope that it helps you avoid this feeling. And, of course, there's the powerful pull of a spiritual or creative connection. Shared interests, values, and a sense of purpose can be incredibly bonding, creating a deep sense of connection. This can look like two artists collaborating on a project, a couple sharing a religious faith, or even friends starting a business together. But even a shared connection isn't always enough. The issue comes when people believe this spiritual or creative connection is all that matters, overlooking the practical aspects of the relationship. Difficulty seeing the other person realistically is another challenge. This ties into the earlier point of idealization, but it goes beyond it. We might selectively focus on the positive qualities while ignoring red flags or ignoring signs of incompatibility. This is especially true when someone is going through a hard time and they want to find someone to solve their problems. For example, in a romantic relationship, someone might overlook their partner's controlling behavior because they are blinded by the initial passion and excitement. In a friendship, they might minimize a friend's tendency to be unreliable because they cherish the good times they've shared. What are some examples of things that you missed about people that you should have recognized from the beginning? Let me know below. All of this can lead to confusion or disillusionment. When our expectations don't match reality, when deception is exposed, or when boundaries are violated, we feel confused and uncertain. It can cause feelings of betrayal and disappointment. One of my viewers, Michael, commented, "I thought I knew this person, but after a year together, I realized I was completely wrong." This can then lead to you wanting to leave the relationship, or you start to detach yourself completely from the other person. The solution to all these challenges lies in clear communication and setting healthy boundaries. We need to be honest with ourselves and with others, to express our needs and expectations openly, and to respect the other person's needs as well. This means having difficult conversations, resolving conflicts constructively, and being willing to compromise. This also involves a commitment to self-awareness. How do you react in situations with others, and what can you do to improve? We must become aware of our own biases, insecurities, and patterns of behavior that might be contributing to the problems. But here is a potential scenario that you didn't think about. A new study shows that people are actually more likely to stay in toxic relationships during economic downturns. That's something we can explore further in a future video, right? The first thing that you need to do is define your boundaries. Then, work on better communication. Then, you are ready to take action. Imagine someone who is having a hard time in their current situation. Imagine them opening up about the issues, and being the first to say, "I think this is wrong." The reality is that, as human beings, we all deserve better. But what if we are the ones that are the problem? Consider an ex-partner who left a comment under one of my videos, and said, "I think I should have stayed. Maybe I would have changed, but I left before I had the chance." This concept affects all of us, so remember, understanding the hidden pitfalls of connection is the first step towards building healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Whether it's romantic, familial, or even professional, remember that a clear, honest foundation and strong boundaries are the keys to success. Now, before you go, I want to know, what is your biggest takeaway from today's video? Share it in the comments below. I'm always eager to read your thoughts. If you found this video helpful, do me a huge favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. I create content every single week designed to help you navigate your relationships and build a better life, and I know that it would really help the channel grow if you were one of the subscribers. Thanks for watching.